Assalamualaikum. Good morning, everyone. So, before we start the debate, I would like, okay, the motion, the motion that you will debating for today is the House believes that the feminist movement should support the instances of commercialization of stereotypically female interests. Okay, so I would like to ask all of the debaters to state your name and your position starting from the government side.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Am I visible and audible? Okay, thank you for the confirmation. Okay, Assalamualaikum. My name is Laila Mastura. I will be the Prime Minister.
Hello, am I audible? Okay, thank you. My name is Muhammad Afif and I will be the Deputy Prime Minister for this debate.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Mr. Shazwani Miti Rahadata and I'll be the government whip for this debate.
Hi, I'm Shasha. I'm the LO.
Hi, my name is Fatiha and I'm the OL.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Amar Fiki and I'm the opposition whip.
All right. The House will come to order. I am pleased to welcome you all to this fourth round of USIM Vice Chancellor Debate Championship 2022. I would like to remind members of the floor they may only raise points of information in the constructive speech and only after the first minute and before the last minute of speech. Also, please ensure that your internet connection is stable and your voice is audible. Okay, are there any inquiries before we start? Okay, with that, I call upon the Prime Minister to deliver his speech. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Tuti Walipi. Before I start my speech, okay, I can see the timer now. Thank you. So, am I audible and visible clearly without lagging?
Yes, clearly.
Okay, thank you for the confirmation. Okay. Yeah, I will be starting my speech in 3, 2, 1. Assalamualaikum and good afternoon. I bid to Ms. Chairperson, the wise adjudicators and accurate timekeeper, my worthy opponents of the opposition side and my loyal comrades of the government team, and also to the members of the House. I welcome all to today's debate with the motion. This House believes that the feminist movement should support instances of commercialization of stereotypically female interests. Example given, makeup, baking, and eating, etc. So, as I am Laila Mastura and I will be the Prime Minister. As the Prime Minister, I will be doing several things. I would characterize this motion and I would give one argument from the government side to support this motion. Next, my Deputy Prime Minister, Mr. Afif, will present his arguments. And lastly, my government whip, Ms. Maisara, will deconstruct the debate and rebut all the arguments coming from the opposition side. Okay, on to the characterization of today's debate. So, the motion given is this House believes that the feminist movement should support instances of commercialization of stereotypically female interests. Example given, makeup, baking, and eating. So, the first term I would like to define is the feminist movement. So, feminist movement is a group of people who take actions, who are feminists and promotes feminism. Okay, the next term is that instances of commercialization. So, commercialization means introducing or marketing, in our case, the interest into the commercial market. So, this means that these stereotypically female interests or hobbies can be made into a business, can be turned into a business. So and then the last term is that stereotypically female interest. It means that, just like the example given, it means the female dominated or female targeted hobbies in which that makeup, baking, knitting, skincare, sewing, etc. Okay, so what does this motion means? We, the government, believe that the feminist movement should support instances of commercialization of stereotypically female interest, in which means that these women can take their hobbies and turn it into a business opportunity. Why? Because we believe that doing so would give a positive effect to the women themselves and also to the society as a whole. Okay, so I'm sorry, can I see the stopwatch? Yeah. Okay, so I would like to continue with the okay, for the points. Okay, my first point for supporting this motion is that it is by looking at the motion, it is a business opportunity for women. So why does I say so? Because these women who, by commercializing their hobbies, their interests, they could actually have a business of themselves where they can indulge in their interests more by making it into a business. So when you have a hobby, when you love doing something, when you are interested in doing something, you want usually you want to do it more because it is obvious, because it is your hobby. So you want to do it more, you want to better yourself in that hobby, in your interest. So by turning it into a business, by commercializing it, you can actually indulge yourself. This woman can indulge themselves in their interests. So, or you could say that they are pursuing their passion. So,
POI, please.
no, thank you. Not yet. Okay. By having them, because this stereotypically female interests like baking, knitting, and skincare, by the women themselves making it into a business, they actually have a market. They have an existing market for them, in which the seller themselves, the business owners themselves are women, and so their markets is for the women. So by saying that, so by making it into a business opportunity, by turning this just hobbies or interest into a business, we actually can empower women, because their products, the products made by them is actually made by women and also for women. And so for the business owners themselves, for the one who own the business, who actually indulging themselves, pursuing their passion in these hobbies, they can they are realizing their dream, in which they are pursuing their passion, and also they can actually attract more people, attract more women to have an interest in this business, in this interest, in these hobbies. So by saying that, because these products are by women for women, it means that these women can have these businesses owned by women can have a chance at dominating the market, because sometimes we see the products made for women is just for fashion, and we can see that the outfits made for women is actually is not that for women. It is more like to serve misogyny. So by letting women to design their own outfits, by letting them to sew their own outfits and then sell them according to their own design, according to their own preferences, so we can have actual outfits, actual fashion made by women for women. So again, to end my speech, I would like to reaffirm our stance is that we believe that the feminist movement should support instances of commercialization of stereotypically female interests, because we believe doing so would give a positive effect to the women themselves and also to the society. With that, I end my speech.
Okay. Thank you to the Prime Minister for the speech. The speaker spoke for 6 minutes and 52 seconds. We shall now hear the speech from the opposition leader. The floor is yours.
Give me a sec, and I hope that you can pin the stopwatch because I want to see the time. The single story creates stereotypes. And the problem with stereotypes is not that they are untrue, but that they are incomplete. They make one story become the only story. So Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good afternoon. I bid to the esteemed educators, punctual timekeepers, respected opponents and members of the floor. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the opposition side of this debate. The motion given today is this House believes that the feminist movement should support instances of commercialization of stereotypically female interests like bake-ups, bakings, knittings, and so on. And the list goes on. And on our side, however, we as the opposition side disagree with the motion and case suggested by the Prime Minister just now. In fact, we stand that the feminist movement shouldn't support instances of commercialization of stereotypically female interests. So, and we are standing strong with that stance. Okay, we as today opposition have structured our case as follow. I, as the leader opposition, will rebut the case brought up by the Prime Minister and present one argument, which is to fight stereotypes. And secondly, my second speaker will rebut the opposition side and elaborate on two arguments, which are the human rights and also and market and widening the market of the audience, and to build up our case. And lastly, my whip will give his rebuttals and strengthen our case. So, members of the floor, let me firstly, I will rebut the first arguments given by the Prime Minister, which is creating business for women, creating business for women who in which they like to do it more because they like them, because it is their hobbies, and that is what the Prime Minister said. So, ma'am, I think you don't properly supporting the woman women nowadays on a fuller and wider scale, because not all women likes makeups and all those things that are traditionally and stereotypically women's interests. Now women are evolving and women has their own ideas, women has their own passion to pursue on. And don't this feminist movement should support on enhancing women's ability. And I think if the feminists are supporting this kind of stereotypes, we are not. This is not actually the feminist way of doing. So that is your lacking, my PM. So let's move on to my arguments and my elaborations. I will elaborate more on and in my arguments. So at the end of this debate, there are three things that we want to achieve, which are: firstly, we are encouraging women to be comfortable with themselves, with their colors, with their bodies, with their ideas and opinions. And secondly, we are helping women to fight for their rights and their preferences. And third, we are discarding toxic environment towards the women. And on our side, ladies and gentlemen, members of the floor, we want to celebrate, I repeat, we want to celebrate all kinds of women, despite their backgrounds, despite their talents, skin colors and ideas, and you can name whatever we want, and ideas and politics or whatever sector it could be. So the burden coming from the side of this of opposition is simple. First, how by not supporting this could elevate women's rights better than your side? Secondly, how by not standing to this motion could help boosting women's confidence? And third, how this could help creating a more positive, healthy environment for the women to grow and prosper themselves and be a better person. So with that, we would like the government team to answer the burden of proof that we are going to give and prove to us how by commercializing female typical interests could boost women's right and confidence. And I hope to see that on the next speaker. So ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to my first argument, which is the fighting stereotypes. So on this day, ladies and gentlemen, we could see that women is facing discrimination, stereotypes like beauty standards. That is the most highlighted things that we are facing, the women are facing nowadays, set by the society themselves, which are burdening to the women and could lead to mental health and self-loathing and self-degrading. They hate themselves because they are not up to the society's, what the societies want, what the societies like. So hence, for the women to adapt and make themselves accepted to the society, they try to change themselves. They try to make up. And changes here and there on their face and bodies through Botox and surgeries, for examples. And other examples, they consume whitening products as they are not comfortable with their own skin and bodies. They wanted to achieve their beauty standard, which is white and fair. And before moving on to my arguments, is there any POIs? Okay, no, 1, 2, 3, thank you.
Yeah, can I please?
Yes.
Is it clearly stated that by supporting commercialization of stereotypically female interests, does that like you gave an example about whitening products? Is it stated? Is it included in the stereotypical female interest? Thank you.
Stereotypical human interest, yes, because they want to be pretty, they want to be white. That is typical for human nowadays. If white, they are more attractive and more beautiful in the eyes of society. Even though we know that it is not, but that is natural. That is naturally since the starting of the world, it is. Other examples I could give is that we already know that everyone has their own potential. So why are we focusing on certain things that is traditionally women's job? Traditionally, if you say feminist is supporting baking and cooking, these are creating pressure to the woman that they should be wife material, that they should know how to cook excellently, and that is actually creating a pressure and actually a toxic environment. But ladies and gentlemen, let me emphasize that feminist movement is supposedly focusing on supporting the woman. They are supporting the woman, making the woman comfortable with themselves and creating an environment where women are free to do what they want, free to have what they like, free to have their own opinions and ideas and giving out their voicing out their ideas and so much more. That is why members of the floor, we are fighting stereotypes. That is a burden to the women and we want them to prosper on their own, searching and explore themselves better through our side. So ladies and gentlemen, to recapitulate, let me reaffirm our side stance, which is we want to celebrate all kinds of women despite their background. We want to create a society that is celebrating all kinds of women, talents, skin color, and ideas. And how our first argument, which is we are fighting stereotypes, could lead to the realization of our stance and bring benefits to our stakeholders. And for all this reason, the motion must fall. I've never been prouder to oppose. Thank you.
Thank you to the leader of opposition for the speech. Thank you to the leader of opposition for the speech. The speaker spoke for 6 minutes and 42 seconds. Okay, now I would like to call upon the Deputy Prime Minister to deliver her speech. The floor is yours.
No, you meant his speech. Am I audible? Can you hear me? Can you see me
Yes,
clearly?
yes,
All right, thank you. All right, I will be starting my speech in 3, 2, 1. Assalamualaikum and a very good afternoon to the people of the floor. My name is Afif and I will be the Deputy Prime Minister. And what I will be doing today is I will report the point made by the leader of opposition. And I will also give my own points as to support the instance of why we are supporting this motion. And before I would like to start my speech, I would like to restate what our stance on this debate actually is. We, as the government, believes that the feminist movement should support instances of commercialization of stereotypical female interest because we believe that this empowers women. So before I would like to go on to my points, I would like to first rebut the points made by the leader of opposition. She talks about the first point made by the leader of opposition is that she talks about they are opposing this motion because they want to fight stereotypes. They said it was burdening and it leads to more marginalized products, in which she gave examples of like watering products and such. But there is no implication that if we were to support this motion, we have to create boundaries. We have to let a woman. There are rules for this woman on how to involve and how to involve themselves in these commercialization. We have no rules on that, because if these women, if we were to support this commercialization of stereotypes, we feel that this woman should be, if more and more women are able to accept these stereotypes, they will continue to evolve themselves and improve on what these stereotypical interests already are. We believe that in the future, when they will continue to adapt and create an empowering society in which they have this like a field of they are improving this field to a point where no man are able to improve without the help of women. Now, you asked ourselves, how in your burden of proof, you talk about how you think that commercializing these interests will boost women confidence. And let me tell you how in my first point that I will make, in which we believe that by supporting this motion, we believe that we are highlighting the power of women. And why do we say that? Because we believe that these skills, these stereotypical female interests, I would rather like to call them skills, what women generally, most women specialize in. And if we continue to empower that, the public society will be inclined to believe that the women who pursue this passion will have a chance at getting into the big stage. So like I mentioned earlier, in what the first speaker has said, not yet. In what the first speaker has said, they believe that how this will lead to the empower of women, because when women are more interested in this kind of stuff, they will continue to pursue this passion and make a business in which they will provide products for women by women. And in reality, what this creates is that more and more women are inclined to involve themselves into this interest, even though, like you said, there are women who are not talented or not interested, but no one is forcing them to become an expert on something. It just encourages them into at least try these interests, because of how many women are involving themselves in it. Now, like I said, I would like to. Why do I say that this will highlight the power of women? Imagine if this continues. Imagine if this trend continues, what will happen is that we can have an icon for women, a woman who continues to grow and grow and grow. Yes, why is okay?
Don't you know that not all people could accept competitiveness, and it actually could give them pressure, hence stressful environment? How is this helping?
Why do you think that this will create competitiveness? This is just because I think when more and more people are involved in it, of course there arises more women who are like not very talented at the skills will be braver to show themselves. And what will happen is that more and more people will support these people because they want this community to grow. Okay, now I'm going back to my point. Don't you want a woman who will become an icon of power in the society? Don't you want a female Elon Musk or a woman of that stature? So so we believe that by pursuing this passion of theirs, they can continue to grow until they become a very respectable and a very significant figure in the society. Now, I would like to move on to my second point. By the way, timekeeper, can you show the clock, please? I cannot see anything. All right, thank you. I would like to move on to my second point, in which we believe that this trend is inoffensive to the majority of females, because even though we think that there are a few females who are not interested or not talented in this field, we believe that the majority of females are still interested in these activities, and we do think that this trend is still continuing to this day. While generally speaking, a lot of women specialize. By saying this, we do not think that by commercializing this female interest will offend the feminist community, because we think that when these women, because like a lot of women invested in these trends, we don't think that this will significantly affect the niche group of women. And I would like to restate my stance, in which this we support we believe that the feminist movement should support instances of commercialization of stereotypical female interests, because we believe that it empowers women more than it harms them. And with that, I end my speech. Thank you.
Hello, Assalamualaikum. 2DP. Can we pause for 2 minutes? I have to go to the men's room.
Oh, okay, sure.
Okay, guys, I'm back.
Okay, thank you to the Deputy Prime Minister for the speech.
The speaker spoke for 7 minutes and 5 seconds. Now, I would like to call upon the deputy leader of opposition to deliver her speech. The floor is yours.
Hello, am I audible? Yes. Okay. Assalamualaikum and a very good evening. I bid to the educators, precise timekeepers, as well as the members of the club. So we are debating on today's motion, which is this House belief that the feminist movement should support instances of commercialization of stereotypically female interests like makeups, bakings, and knitting. And we, from the opposition side, we strongly oppose towards these motions today, because we believe that we want to celebrate all kinds of women despite their backgrounds, talents, skin color, ideas, or their identities. Now, before I move on to my two arguments from our side, which is the opposition side, I first want to rebut the points given by given by the Prime Minister when he stated that if this House accept these motions, it could be a business opportunity for women. So are you saying that that your argument wants to prejudice between men and women because you want to because when she said that the product is from women to women, it's not exceptional, as everyone can wear makeup nowadays. Everyone can bake, everyone can do so many things because they have their own talents and they can polish their talents more. Now, when the second speaker said that they want to support the stereotype to empower women or to highlight the power of women, so some can accept the stereotype or everything that have been thrown to them, but some cannot accept. These issues have risen lately where some of women suffer from depression, and in worst case, they commit suicide or left their home because they cannot meet the expectations or the stereotypes or requirements of what the society think of ideal women. Now, when the Deputy Prime Minister said about the government side wants to create a female Elon Musk, so do you know that Elon Musk is in the engineering field? That is what we are trying to prove to you today, that we want to support the female to get out of the stereotype and do whatever they want. It doesn't matter whatever they want to pursue in their life. We want to support them as much as possible. Now, I move on to my arguments, which is the first argument from the opposition. The second argument from the opposition side is the individual rights itself. Now, everyone has the right to choose what they want to do in their lives as what we think it is beneficial for them, or it's good for their life or themselves. Now, in this case, the stereotype that being brought up in this motion about baking, meetings, and makeups looks like the government side wants to narrow this ability or what the women are capable of doing in their lives. The stereotypes that being told and thought
POI,
throughout I will take your POI later, throughout the entire life of humans being, where women should become, a mother, take care of their children, husband, are able to cook, do house chores, and many more. And this stereotype of women are good in cooking, baking, makeups. We're not living in the 19th century, ladies and gentlemen. Now, these stereotypes, this type of stereotype is what kills the woman's self-confidence, indirectly burn their wings to fly high and to be the best versions of themselves. We could see these issues to be burdened to women as they are required or expected to meet those stereotypes as they are being thrown to them since the day they were born women. Now, a study from the Harvard Business School said this weak self-confidence, this stereotype was being thrown to them ever since they were women. I'll give you an analogy. If you want to pursue something that out of the stereotype, if you want to pursue something, if you want to be in the dominated field of men-dominated fields such as engineering and so on, but you are the only woman there, you have this kind of thoughts or thinking that you cannot do it. You lack self-confidence. Now, this weak self-confidence may hold some women back as they count themselves out of pursuing prestigious roles in professions they believe they would excel despite having the skills to succeed. This reports by the Harvard Business School's administration. Now, if the House wants to support the stereotype women, what about those women that wants to seek independence, to be on top of the world? They do not want to be just,
POI, please.
Yes.
Okay, so you want to see how about the people, the women who want to stay on top of the world. So we are allowing them, by supporting this motion, we are allowing them to stay on top of the world because we are encouraging them to have a business out of their hobbies.
Okay, sir. Yeah, it's okay, ma'am. You're taking my time. So thank you for it. The POI will be will be answered with my third speaker. Now, move on to my third point, which is to create a wider target audiences. So target audience refers to the specific group of consumers who most likely want your product or services. We want to have an audience that doesn't constrict the gender as in gender does not play a role in creating targeted audiences. Now, creating a target audience that caters to both genders puts the market in a brighter light, as either gender doesn't feel that the product that they want or they are interested in is not targeted for them. As you said just now, when the product is made by the woman for the woman, you are narrowing the market for the woman to widen or to broaden their business platform as well. Now, for example, a man interested in makeup will not feel burdened to buy makeup if their makeup advertisement is not too female centered. Okay, in fact, according to a study cited by the market evolution, 90% of consumers are more likely to do business with brands that offers more diverse, friendly interactions. Now, a known type of target audience is literate. It refers to group based on their various interests, including hobbies, entertainment preferences, hobbies and entertainment preferences. Now, to create instances of stereotypically female-driven interests is to chase away potential male customers who are interested in this, such as makeup, baking, fashion, as what the Prime Minister has said, because he stated that these products are from women and to women. So nowadays, it is common for people to have varied interests that may not be seen to be suited for them. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is all from me, the Deputy of Leader Opposition, and we strongly oppose to these motions, and thank you.
Okay, thank you to the Deputy Leader of Opposition for the speech. The speaker spoke for 7 minutes and 14 seconds. Now, I would like to call upon the government whip to deliver her speech. The floor is yours.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good afternoon to Ms. Speaker, the educators, as well as the members of the hall. So today's motion is still, this House believes that the feminist movement should support instances of commercialization of stereotypically female interests, such as makeup, baking, knitting, and the list goes on. So we, as the government team, strongly support this motion, as we believe that it gives a more positive impact to the women and society as a whole. So as the government whip, what I would be doing is that I would rebut all of their points, of the opposition team's points, as well as reaffirm my team's case. So okay, so the leader of opposition had stated, well, what I can gather from what she stated is that she's saying that these stereotypes are bad and it limits this feminist movement and goes against their beliefs and so on. So what I can say about that is that what I can say is that what are the objectives of feminism in the first place? So the objectives of feminism is basically is inclusion. Okay, so one of the objectives is that inclusion is an important aspect of feminism. Often people focus too much on feminism that fights for minority rights, but you need to also include this when we talk about inclusion, even stereotypes are welcome. So they basically accept stereotypes as well. So my Prime Minister had stated that had clearly stated that we are that by supporting this motion is that we can help empower women because of the products by women for women, and apparently based on the objective of feminism, it is actually parallel with the feminist movement because generally they want to empower women. So by giving them this opportunity to make business, we can help them improve themselves um, as well as their lifestyle. So the opposition sides stated that how can by supporting this motion, how can we boost women's confidence? And that they said that they often say that because of this they will be more restricted, more burdened, more pressured because of the stereotypes. When in general, my prime minister clearly stated that we are actually encouraging, we are basically encouraging them to pursue their passion in a way like turning their hobbies into business. So we are encouraging them, and we are not in any way are forcing them to do so. We are just encouraging them. And why female stereotypes? Female stereotypical interest. This is mainly because generally, in a general view, most females are interested in makeup, in baking, in knitting, and sure, not everyone is inclined to these things, and some are even some males also take interest in these things, but we are generally encouraging them to make these hobbies like this to make it easier to address this matter by turning their hobbies into interests, because and also by doing so, isn't that sort of add to the empowering women point, because instead of just doing hobbies for fun and for filling leisure time and whatnot, when someone has a hobby, they want to do it often. Like if, like for instance, I like to draw, so I would often want to draw all the time. But if you just focus on drawing all the time, you would end up not really having other benefit other than just having leisure time. So by supporting this motion, it basically empowers that by you can generate income by doing the things you love. So like the example drawing, for instance, by drawing you can sell those drawings and generate income and make your life better. So the deputy, okay, I want to say the deputy leader of opposition stated that it will that everyone can do skills that this female stereotypically interest is and stuff. As stated earlier, I think that it kind of it kind of it doesn't really match up with what we are trying to do in a sense. So she also stated that it is it 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 creates this narrow market. Do you know that by narrowing this market, they can actually get more profit? Because by just spreading, like for example, you are promoting this this medicine, and you say that, oh, it can cure everything. So it doesn't really help specialize this, because as this proverb said that jack of all trades are master of none. So with that, I end my speech.
Okay, thank you to the government whip for the speech. The speaker spoke for 6 minutes and 57 seconds. Now, I would like to call upon the opposition whip to deliver her speech. The floor is yours.
Hello, can you hear me? Okay. Okay. Before that, first of all, I would like to request that the timer would always be on screen so I could manage my time. Thank you. So starting 3, 2, 1. Feminism is a women's right on the ground of on the basis of equality of sexes. So good afternoon to you educators, to the timekeeper and members of the floor. So first of all, I would like to restate our stance, as in that we strongly oppose to this motion, and we want we as the opposition want to celebrate all women in this world, regardless of their identities, their background, their talents, and their interests, mainly because we want to fight stereotypes. We want to give them rights. We want to give them the freedom of choice, and we want to give them. We want to broaden the target market for certain products. First of all, I would like to. Let's move on. In my speech, I will poke at the mistakes made by the government, and I will also rebut all the points given. So first of all, the Prime Minister, I would like to highlight what the Prime Minister said about the feminist movement. Feminist movement is the feminists that are promoting feminism. That is what they said. And also, I would like to remind the government that they are the government, not the feminist movement itself. They should not only be catering towards women. They should be catering to all their citizens, men and women alike. So with that, the first point of the Prime Minister being business opportunity for women. What about men? You as the government should also be opening business opportunity for men with the same interests as the women in the same market. Why are you oppressing the men? Why are you with promoting this women's right? You are making it more difficult for men to enter this market who have the same interest. And you also stated that there's an existing market for women for this stereotypical products, stereotypical things. How could you so brazenly say that when we can see that nowadays there are many men spearheading this market that is said to be stereotypically only for women, like many influencers such as James Charles and Brandon and more. And then the Prime Minister also stated about the outfit made for about the concern that outfits made for women is not for women. So they didn't bring up why accepting outfit made by women, made by men for women is not accepted. They did not explain it clearly, and we could not understand why they are so opposed with the outfits made by men for women. Because as we know, there are many men who have expertise in said fashion. We are not saying that women cannot do that, but we are saying that men could also do that. Why are they only catering for women? No, thank you. I would like to finish my explanation. There are many men who have qualifications, have even higher qualifications than women in certain fashion aspects. So, what was your again?
Yeah, so you said that men have the qualifications to design outfits for women, but
Yes,
how can you
yes.
say that when the outfits made by men is actually, the women actually hate the outfits because they are actually serving the misogynistic views of the capitalists, not what we women want.
As I said before, they have qualification, which means they have been accepted. Their point of view in fashion has been accepted in the female market. So, which means their opinions are valid, their designs are valid. Then I will proceed with the Deputy Prime Minister. They propose that women should accept stereotypes. There are women who live outside the stereotype. There are women who are more, less to what people think are the perfect women. They are not so feministic, and this really how do you say this really discriminates towards them. This really shows that the government does not really hold feminism, which is women's right on the ground of the equality on the ground of equality of sex, as the as their main concern. And they also, the Deputy Prime Minister proposed that women should become an icon of power. How does becoming an icon of power correlate to being good at only stereotypical things? There are many aspects to being an icon of power that are not within this the female stereotypical the female stereotype.
POI, please.
No thanks. And they also proposed that they also raised the fact that maybe, don't we want to see a female Elon Musk? As my second speaker said, being a female Elon Musk, they must be well versed in engineering. They must be well versed in aerospace, in business, and that does not lie within the female stereotype. And then the Deputy Prime Minister also stated that that catering towards the female stereotype is not inoffensive to majority of female. How could you say that? Women will be wondering when will come the time where women who are not within the stereotype, when will come the time for the feminism to represent their kind. Maybe there are women who are interested in motorsports. When will come the feminism that will support females who are interested in said motorsport? There is not enough inclusion, and this is where the government sweep said that there is inclusion in the motion they are bringing today, but but this clashes with what the Deputy Prime Minister has said. You do not include the people who are outside the stereotype, which means you do not agree even within yourself. So how are you trying to convince us to agree with you? And with that, I would like to reassert that we strongly oppose today's motion as the opposition, and I have never been prouder to oppose. Thank you.
Okay, thank you to the
Thank you to the opposition whip for the speech. The speaker spoke for 7 minutes and 1 second. Now, both of the government and opposition are being given 1 minute to prepare their reply speech. The time is up. Now, I call upon the speaker from the opposition side to deliver their reply speech. The floor is yours.
Please pinpoint please pin the timer.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the last speech of this side of the house. In this speech, I am going to prove what are the lackings of the government side and how our side brought up the case and tackle this motion better. So my reply speech will be divided into two. First, why they are wrong, and second, why we are right. Hence, we'll prove why we should win this debate. Okay, so firstly, I'm going to highlight the flaws coming from their side. Firstly, their flaws is the government side failed to give their mechanism, or maybe it's given but not properly developed, and it's making the members of the House questioning how their side could effectively and efficiently make this motion into a realization, make this motion into their side, and make this motion into the favor of their stance. They should have given us a way how this should a way to implement this, and a way to to implement this in the society. So this showed that the government didn't fulfill their role as much as we do and didn't bring up the case better than us. One of the reasons we should win. They also failed to give a deeper elaboration on their argument, especially their Deputy Prime Minister, where he gave a lot of rebuttals, and what we want actually is for them to show why supporting this motion is beneficial to the stakeholders, which is the women, and the society themselves. This motion is beneficial to this. That is what they like, making their cases not well developed, hence giving us the upper hand as we develop the case better. So next, let us see and recap the points given from their side, which are firstly they want to create business opportunity, and secondly they are accepting stereotypes and fighting for women empowerment, and actually all of their points are toppled down. And ladies and gentlemen, let's see their best. And however, our sides, we give 3 points, which is still standing strong, which is firstly fighting stereotypes, secondly secondly individual rights, and also 3, we are creating a wider marketing audience. The fighting stereotype, yes, this point is still standing because stereotypes are not aligned with individual rights, like what we both want to achieve at the end of this debate. And creating a wider marketing audience, on our side, we are making the world more neutral and is more encouraging to empowerment, be it for men and women. We are catering to all kinds of stakeholders. And ladies and gentlemen, let's see the best case scenario coming from the government side. If the feminists are to support the commercialization of stereotypically female interests, is that yes, it will create business opportunities, like the PM has said. It makes the woman more competitive and makes them want to be better, want to achieve the standard of being a good woman, the idea of being a good woman, and wanted themselves to be accepted in the society standards. However, members of the floor, let's see it, and please open your eyes that this is that these women are forced to do this, and the are pressuring to do so. This is not aligned with the objective of the feminists, which are given to the woman, which to give a woman a safe place to be themselves and prosper and to be better slowly in their own pace. This is a healthy environment that we are going to create. See that why we should win this debate. So hence we are solving this issue better and cater to the status quo on fuller scale than the government team, which are women's ideas, personality, and real self are suppressed by the stereotypes. Let me emphasize again that we have achieved our stance by proving our burden of proof, which is firstly, we are proving that by not supporting this could elevate women's rights. Secondly, we are able to prove by not standing to this motion could help boosting women's confidence. And thirdly, we are proving that our side could help creating a more positive, healthy environment for the women to grow and prosper, to be themselves, and celebrating all kinds of women. And our objective is to celebrating all kinds of women despite their talents, backgrounds, and skill. That is why we should win. Thank you.
Now to conclude, let's welcome the speaker from the government side to give their reply speech.
Okay, before I start, am I visible and audible?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you. Thank you very much for the confirmation. So I will be starting my speech in 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum, good afternoon, and also I welcome you to the last speech of the last round of the preliminaries for NC debate. I am Laila Mastura and I will be delivering the reply speech from the government side, where I would summarize the debate and show to you why we, the government side, are actually winning to this debate. So today's debate is on the motion, this House believes that the feminist movement should support instances of commercialization of stereotypically female interests. Example given is makeup, baking, knitting, and etc. So, and as the government, obviously we believe that this motion should stand. So, to summarize this whole debate, I would like to mention the two clashes I have found. Okay, so the first clash is that of the woman's power. So which side are actually empowering women? So the opposition side said that actually by opposing this motion, by actually not encouraging women to have a business of their own, they would actually fight the stereotype and hence give the individual rights towards the individual woman to actually choose their life. While we on the opposition side believe that by encouraging these women who embrace their own femininity to have a business of their own, actually we are empowering them more, because we are encouraging them to have to take hold of their life, to take hold of their interests and hobby, and actually make them a business, a platform for them to be successful. And this highlights the power of women, in which we can say that men and women are very much built differently. So women have their own specialization and men have their own. So what we want to empower women. Empowering women means that we have to start by highlighting, by empowering, by focusing on what women can do better, what the women are good at. And so by encouraging them to have a business of their own interest, it actually empowers them better. Okay, so hence why we won this clash. Okay, also to the second clash is that of the inclusivity of this business. So the opposition side say that they would like to fight the stereotype, in where they believe that stereotyping is actually harmful towards women, because they are actually women who are not inside the stereotype. And yes, we believe that, but you have to understand, stereotypes are there for a reason. Stereotypes are actually the characteristic of the majority people of a group. So why do you want to fight the stereotype? So actually by embracing the stereotype, by letting the women to embrace their own femininity, what the stereotypically feminine hobbies, it actually allows them, we include the majority of the group, because when you fight the stereotype, you are actually empowering the minority, but you are also disencouraging the majority. So for the clash of inclusivity, we believe that while we are not catering much for the minority, by allowing the majority to embrace their own innate skill, their own innate interest, we are actually having we are actually achieving the objective of the feminist movement by themselves, in which that they want to empower women. So we want to empower women the most. So in the sense of which side cater to the woman and society better, I believe that the government side have won the debate, because we have mentioned that by allowing women to have a business of their own, we are empowering them, and that's highlighting the power of women. And also it actually, by supporting this motion, is not offensive at all, and would actually support the woman better. With that, I end my speech. Thank you.
That is all.
All for this round debate session. On behalf of the House, I thank the adjudicator for their assistance. I congratulate all the debaters on their performance. Now the host will assign all the educators to the breakout room to discuss. While the debater, as this is the silent round, you all may leave the room. Okay, that's
Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you, FPG.
You guys, good
Yes.
game. Thank you.